Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to talk about conversion rate and everything you need to know about Etsy conversion rate for your store. But before that, I've got a bit of a rant. I've got to get this off my chest because it is annoying the hell out of me, and it's frustrating and causing Etsy sellers real problems. So on YouTube at the moment, there are at least 3 Etsy gurus on YouTube telling people to make Christmas tree ornaments. Okay, I've seen tons of these videos. You've probably seen them yourself. Please don't buy into this type of time-wasting information that's not going to make you sales. You're not going to sell loads of Christmas ornaments. The data they're giving you doesn't come from Etsy, it comes from Google. I have personally dealt with 4 clients this week, all who are making Christmas ornaments. They haven't sold a thing. Why? Because their store isn't defined as a Christmas store. It's not defined as a Christmas ornament store. They've got no history selling Christmas ornaments. This is completely ridiculous. And the people talking about this stuff have no idea how Etsy's quality score system really works, because you can't just throw Christmas ornaments into a store and make loads of sales like they're saying. There's so much more to it than that, and I don't want you guys to waste your time thinking that this is going to work when overwhelmingly it is not going to work. 4 clients I've spoken to, 2 of them single mothers, no spare time, no spare money, and they've wasted tons of both on this Christmas ornament ridiculousness. So please don't do it. And if you want to check in with me in the comments and ask me, should you be doing it? How is it relevant to your store? Of course, I'll help you. So please ask me in the comments. Let's now get into conversion rate. So again, I'm going to be giving you information that nobody else talks about. They don't talk about it because they don't know how the system works. So let me explain all about conversion rate, and let's get into this now. Right then. Now I've got that little piece of information off my chest, I feel a lot better and a lot calmer to talk about conversion rate. So Etsy, bit of a backstory, finally came out earlier this year and said, hey guys, conversion is critical to the success of your Etsy store. Of course it's critical. I've known this for 8 years in doing the job that I've been doing and teaching people how to maximize their conversion rate. But Etsy finally admitted that it is really important, critical. So we've got to know how to maximize conversion rate. So the first thing, what is conversion rate? Conversion rate is simply the number of views you get divided by the number of sales and expressed as a percentage. So if you have 1,000 views and 50 sales, your conversion rate would be 5%, which is actually really good. Let me be clear. A lot of people ask me all the time. Let me tell you now, a good minimum conversion rate is 2%. Okay, so don't get all worried and confused when you see people on YouTube saying, oh, I've got 4%, 5%, 6%. Yeah, that's great. It's possible, but let's keep it in the land of reality. 2% is a good solid baseline to be working on. Anything above 2% is amazing, and you should be really proud of yourselves. Just so you know, if you sell supplies, digital supplies or physical supplies, your conversion rate is naturally going to be lower. So don't worry if your conversion rate is between 1% and 2%. For a supply store, this is absolutely fine. Now, let's get into conversion rate and how it relates to your inventory in your store. Let's do this. Right, conversion rate and the size of your store. And I'm going to also talk a little bit about why SEO really is not that important. It relates to what I'm talking about: conversion rate, store size, and a little bit on SEO. So let's do the SEO bit first. If you've got one item in your store, then you've got a possibility to have a really good conversion rate because you've only got one item. If you can just get it to sell, then you don't have other items lowering your conversion rate possibility. It all hinges on this one item. But of course, one item, unless you have very low or no competition, is not going to sell. You might sell one a month or one every 2 weeks or one every 2 months. but it's not going to sell, and SEO is never going to get you to sell this item. This is proof that SEO is not as important as people make out it is on YouTube, because no matter what keywords you put in there, that's not the game. That's not the game. SEO just makes you eligible. It's quality score that makes you visible. So let's talk about having more items in your store. Let's not worry too much about SEO and concentrate on the relationship between conversion rate and inventory. So as you grow your store, 1 item, 2 item, 3 item, 4 item, 5 item, and so on, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 items, Etsy is looking at the total views coming in at the product level and the store level, and it's working out your conversion rate. It tells you your conversion rate. You can look at any time in your store and see your overall store conversion rate. You can go in your listings very easily, look at the traffic, divide that with the sales, and get your conversion rate on items as well. But what Etsy's doing is it's checking to see how good or bad your conversion rate is on each product and your store as a total. And your job as Etsy sellers is to make sure that you're monitoring your conversion rates, because Etsy came out a few months ago and said, look, this is critical. Of course it's critical. If you've got items that are converting, Etsy is going to push you more. It's so simple. And what you have to do is make sure you're looking across your store and checking the items that are functioning, that are converting, that are selling, and you push into these areas in your store as you build, grow, and manage your Etsy store. I know that sounds really common sense, but so many people don't do it. Push into what's working and take care of what isn't working. So items that aren't selling, don't leave them in your store forever. Not a good idea. You need to swap these guys out and put more listings in to give your store the maximum chance possible to convert at the highest rate it possibly can. Very straightforward, but so many sellers don't pay enough attention to conversion rate. Let's get on to point 3, and that is how you increase your conversion rate, because that's what this is all about, right? Let's get into that. Okay, the number one thing that will help you convert more views into sales is selling visually to the customers through your photo and video slots. Okay, so it's 2023. There is no excuse now to not have decent quality photos, decent product videos. And you guys with POD, I'm talking to you too. There's no excuse not to have video mock-ups now. Sites like Placeit do video mock-ups. There's others out there as well. We have to sell visually to customers. In 2023, we know that attention spans have been made shorter through TikTok and Instagram and all these things. There's no time to sit around and try and coerce people with product descriptions to try and sell your stuff. It's crazy. No, we've got to sell visually. So make sure your photos are bright. The object is front and center that you've got for sale, not off to one side, not cut off at the top or the bottom. No horrible shadows in the shot, no sunlight. These are all absolutely critical to get crisp, colourful, balanced and centred photos for your listings. Goes without saying, you need to do this. Video. So video converts so well if you know what to do with it. And what to do with video, again, is so simple, but so many sellers don't realise it. If you've got jewellery, so you're selling necklaces, don't put the necklace on a table. How does that sell the necklace? It doesn't. You've got to have it on a neckline. You've got to show what the necklace looks like. Give the necklace a little tap, get a bit of sparkle. You see, show it in situ. If you're making a chopping board or something like that, show the chopping board in use with a knife and 2 hands, so we get the size of the chopping board, the relationship with your hands and the chopping board and the context. We've got to show customers what we want to see as customers. You know, if I'm buying a knife, I want to see how well it chops. If I'm buying a chopping board, I want to see how big it is in relation to hands. You see, if I'm buying digital files, so stuff that people are using to make products for POD, I want to see those designs on some example products so I get the feeling of the product. Having just the picture of it It doesn't explain it as well as having it on products for people to look at. So photography and video are the single most important thing that will convert those visits you get in your store. Every single one that comes in has a potential to make a sale. If the photos are dark and dull and off-center and cut off, your video is poor or non-existent. So many sellers I see still don't have videos at all, and it blows my mind. It helps increase conversion. Photography and video, guys, if you want any help with that, get into my comments and let me know on that. Let's get on to the final piece of this, which is price and quality of what you sell. Okay, final piece of this conversion video today is price, how much to charge for things, and the quality of what you sell. So one of the biggest mistakes, I was going to say huge, biggest mistakes that people make with price is that if they lower their price, they're going to make more sales and increase their conversion rate. Now, let's not confuse this with running a sale. Running a sale has entirely different metrics and reasons for why sales can work. I'm talking about everyday prices. Lowering your prices is not the way to go to increase your sales, because there's something called brand and quality. The lower you make your prices, the lower the perceived value of the quality of the product that you're selling. And we don't want to be in a race to the bottom, Amazon style, where everyone's lowering their prices, trying to undercut each other. That's not what this is about. You build brand, you build quality products, digital or physical, amazing photography, amazing video, good sales copy, everything about your store and its listings. You back yourself with price. So don't get caught in a race to the bottom trying to lower your prices to try and get more sales in. Overwhelmingly, this doesn't work. You can try it for yourself. Of course, there are examples where it can work, usually in supplies. So if you're in the supply area, it is possible to utilize price to make more sales. But when we're selling products, finished products, digital or physical, we don't want to get into that race. Why do we want to do that? Cutting profit in our business, cutting our motivation and reason for doing this. No, don't lower your prices too much. Back yourself with quality branding and charge the correct price for your products. The conversion rate will be there as long as what you're selling is something that people want to buy and you market it inside your store effectively with the photography, the video, the sales copy, the SEO, and so on. Okay? So I hope this conversion video has been helpful for you. Get into my comments and ask me questions about this. If you've got any questions, tell me your conversion rate. I want to know what your conversion rate is. Let's see what everyone's saying. And as always, guys, there's no excuse not to work with me. Stop listening to the noise and all the BS on YouTube that's not helping you. Book a call with me. I've got mini consultations from 5 minutes for $25 and tons of other options. I will help you make your Etsy business succeed. I look forward to speaking to you in the comments, and I'll contact you. I'll talk to you in the next video. Cheers.